Hello,
yes,
and welcome to Watch Hot. No.
Suck 'em on.
Hello, and welcome to Let's Watch. No. Stop laughing at me.
No.
Hello there, and welcome to Let's Watch. No. Hi there, and welcome to Let's Watch Horror. Damn it. You try now, mate. I can't do it.
Alright, welcome to Let's Watch Horror. I'm here with Rob and Ruby. My name's Manny, and we watch horror together.
No, I'm going to do better than that one. Hello there, and welcome to the Let's Watch Horror podcast intro episode. You're here with...
Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever official recording of the Let's Watch Horror podcast. This is the introduction episode, and you're here with me, Ruby, my very good friend Manny.
Alright, mate.
And my other very good friend Rob.
Hello, everyone.
So we are the Let's Watch Horror podcast, and what we want to do is basically give you some quite more relatable reviews to horror films. We are three friends who bloody love horror.
Yes, we are.
We spend
Just
a lot
a
of
bit.
our time hanging out, just watching and talking about horror anyway. So we thought, why don't we just record it and let you guys know what we think?
That's the plan.
It's a very pure and simple thought process that went into this.
Yeah, so we're going sort of a by fans for fans kind of thing.
Yep.
But what we thought we'd do is let you know what kind of things we're going to be covering, what kind of things we're going to be talking about. And one of the ways we want to do that is to kind of give you an idea of the sort of films that we like to watch and why we like them. So maybe we can start off with Rob. Give us an idea of what kind of things you like.
Okay, well, with me, my favourite horror film, it's easy, don't have to think about it, it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
To me, the best horror film ever made, leading into an amazing horror franchise.
It's entertaining. Very entertaining.
Okay,
I'm not going to deny that at all.
Pure entertainment.
Yeah.
It is quite tough to say that the ones after the first one are great films, but we can all agree the first one is great, and that is mainly because of my favourite horror villain, Freddy Krueger's in it.
I mean,
Or just my favourite
Big
horror
up Freddy.
thing, favourite thing almost.
I wouldn't hold it against you if it was, mate.
But I was thinking of trying to do a top three, and I found that a bit too hard, so I'm just going to talk about what kind of horror I like. I'm more of the survival horror. That's my kind of bag. I like Evil Dead, Silent Hill, The Blair Witch Project, which I know a lot of you may or may not love. I love...
Zombie movies are your thing, and whenever I think about you in horror, I'm always like, zombies.
Yeah. I'm a massive, massive zombie fan. I've seen
Yeah.
all of them, and I even love that one that we all like to hate, Diary of the Dead.
Oh, dear.
Easily pleased.
Zombie movies meet Paranormal Activity.
Is there anything worse? Jesus, fair enough, though. We like contentious opinions.
Yes.
We do.
And obviously 28 Days Later, that's probably...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, obviously. That sounded like I was about to slag it off there.
I know, I was about to say, whoa,
I love
Manny!
28 Days Later.
And
Super
Wreck,
intense.
I think Wreck... See, this is where I was having a little thought before I said this, is would you guys class Wreck as a zombie film?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah,
I think
definitely. Even though in the sequel it turns out that it's actually a little bit more supernatural. In that first film, they act like zombies. It's handled like a zombie movie, and it's a really, really exhilarating, high octane bloody zombie movie. I'd say
Exactly.
definitely.
It is a virus, isn't it? It's a virus that causes...
Yeah.
At first, that looks like what it is, but then it turns out in the second one, it's something to do.
It's like a
with
religious-y type.
Yeah,
okay.
it turns out to be some kind of a
that
demonic
complicates
thing. It turns out. Well, it's implied in the ending of the first one, but that's a whole other.
It's
thing.
a whole other thing. And
A possible podcast.
I'm going to overrun my whole segment. So yeah, that's me. I'm the survival / zombie / Nightmare on Elm Street, and a little tiny bit of Alien in there, because I've got to mention that I love Alien films.
Everyone's got to have just a slight dash of Alien.
It's like the salt and pepper of horror.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is. Right, Manny, I'm going to stop hogging the microphone now.
Well, to be perfectly honest, you're the slight dash of Alien. I'm an entire hunk of Alien. I'm a sucker for sci-fi horror when it's done properly. And I like art house weirdness. I like very abstract, crazy, weird things, and I really enjoy grindhousey, trashy stuff. And if you can combine those two things, you've got me basically. But I've put it down to 3 of my favourite horror films. The first one, obvious choice, yeah, but it's an obvious choice for a reason, is The Shining. I just think it's tonally, structurally, the performances, the way it's edited together, the cinematography, everything is just perfect to create this claustrophobic, nutty, anxious experience. I just think it's next level, man.
I'm so glad we talked about this beforehand. Otherwise, all of us would have said The Shining.
Yeah, exactly. No. It's an obvious choice for a really good reason. Second one, also an obvious choice for a very good reason, is The Thing. I mean, if you want to talk about creature features, man, the creatures in that film, the designs of them are just immortally disgusting. I don't care that film came out. God, how old is that's like 30 years old at this point. And it's still gross. It's still icky. Like certain scenes in that film make me uncomfortable. And
the dog scene.
The dog scene is upsetting, and it also features a man's head growing spider legs. So what's not to love? You know what I mean? But yeah, the whole concept and the isolation of the situation the characters find themselves in that film. I love the paranoia of it. It's perfect, man. You can't go wrong with it. And my third choice, which might be a little bit controversial, might not be considered a standard horror film. Definitely isn't a standard horror film, which I think is to its benefit. Might not even be considered a horror film at all, but you're a moron. It's Under the Skin, which is just... Never seen a film like it, man. Like the score, thinking about it, the music, just thinking about the music of that film makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It's... just some of the things that go on in that film and the way they're presented is just on another level. It's bizarre. I've never seen anything like it, but yeah, I mean, it changed the way I looked at films, like, properly. So, you know, it's a pretty high compliment. I mean, that pretty much sums me up, I think.
Cool.
I think. So,
Gives us a pretty good idea.
Yeah, you're the weirdo.
Yeah, a little bit. You know what I mean?
The weirder the better.
Yeah, there's got to be one. Got to be one of us who's got to fill that role, haven't we?
We are the weirdos, mister.
Yeah, bloody well hope
The
so.
Grindhouse King.
Well, what are you then, Ruby? What do you like?
Okay, so I guess if I have to summarise the sort of things that I like, the best way I can put it is I'm really into gothic horror. I really like romantic, kind of sexy horror. The best ways, I guess, to summarise would be best ones to choose to summarise would be Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula is one of my all-time favourite films, never mind just horror films. It's beautiful.
Covers all bases there. Gothic, sexy.
Exactly. Very, very sexy. So yeah, like Dracula, I mean all the Dracula films, to be honest. Frankenstein, Dracula and Frankenstein, 2 of my favourite novels as well.
Yeah.
And again, kind of going into that creature feature sort of thing as well. But I also like really human films, you know, really focusing on human relationships. And I mean, with a bit of vampire thrown in there too, Let the Right One In is a really good example of the kind of thing I like.
It's a very sophisticated choice.
Oh, it's just... Thinking about it makes me smile. It is such a stunning
Thinking
film.
about it makes me cold.
Yeah, it really is a very chilly film to even think about.
Icy.
Yeah, it is.
Icy. But it's got that heart in the middle of all of that is so warm, and it's just it's really moving. And I guess like moving horror films. Thinking about some other stuff, I get like Sleepy Hollow. I just came to mind as well. Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, which might seem like a weird one. Like
From Hell. Do you like that?
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't seen difficult. From Hell in a long time. I haven't seen that.
It's awesome. It's really
time.
good.
Yeah. Although Sleepy Hollow is a lot of fun. It is good.
Yeah, I guess we were talking about this earlier. Like, really, I love films that are probably more so dramas, but set in a horror context or set against a horror background. So dealing with people's relationships to one another, but with a nice bit of horror spice thrown in. And, you know, as much I also love brutally grotesque horror films too, but
yeah, well, that's one thing we all share in common is
yes.
we're all a bunch of gore hounds.
Oh yes,
yeah, we are. We're that breed of weirdo, you know.
And that's actually a really good lead on to what I think we have decided is going to be our first ever Let's Watch Horror podcast. We've decided to do House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah,
the
buddy.
Rob Zombie classic.
Oh yes.
I would also definitely say that is one of my favourites. I think
One of my
probably
favourites.
say, yeah, it's both of yours too. One of yours.
I think you two like it a bit more than I do, but it's proper good, and I love Rob Zombie in general. I love his aesthetic. He really, like I said, I like Grindhouse, and his aesthetic is like an absolute. It's the epitome of 70s Grindhouse, isn't it? He was doing that before it was cool. You know
It
what I
fits
mean?
all of our kind of favourite things into one film, really.
Because it is very sexy.
Oh yeah,
And it's very survivalist, and it's very weird, and it is a total bloodbath.
And it's got kind of zombie things in it at the end.
and it's got Cherie Moon Zombie in it, which is never a bad thing.
Will please anybody with eyeballs.
Yeah, for God's sake.
Or
And a
offend
brain.
anybody with eyeballs.
So yeah, that's going to be our first podcast next week.
On Halloween, hopefully.
If
Yeah.
not, I mean, the week after Halloween still counts. So.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, kind of giving you an idea of the sort of things we're going to be doing every week. We're going to be giving you a film synopsis. Hopefully you'll watch it too, so you'll know where we're coming from. There will be many, many spoilers, so I advise that you watch the film. We're going to give you some of our previous expectations and initial reactions. Maybe throwing in some competition.
Oh, yes.
Rob's going to be asking us some questions about the films, and me and Manny are going to be going head to head.
Oh, yes.
I'm already very much prepared to lose, so...
A lot of it is maths based, so Ruby doesn't really stand a chance.
Anything to do with numbers, not so great. Just giving you some horror highlights, maybe telling you the horrifyingly bad things as well, if there is any. And yeah, just giving you as much information, as much opinion as we can possibly cram into.
It's going to be
about
very
the
opinionated.
space of an hour.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, we're really excited. We hope you are too.
Damn straight.
If you would like to contact us in any way, that would be great. That's exactly what we want. We want to hear from you. This is how you'll do it. Rob?
Okay, so social media is a kind of newish concept for us. It was quite difficult trying to work out how many different things we were going to have to use. But
For sure.
if you want to contact us directly, you can send us an email at letswatchhorror, all lowercase, all one word, at gmail.com. Instagram, which Ruby is going to be in charge of. You can follow us. We are Let's Watch Horror Pod. On Twitter, which is going to be Manny's thing.
Yeah.
If he ever gets around to working out how to use that thing. 'Cause
I will. At some point,
it's a
I'll figure it
complex
all
beast.
out. It's all a learning process.
By the way, guys, we are actually 25 years old. We know we're making ourselves sound 60 odd, but
Oh, we should know what we're doing.
just not very social media.
Yeah,
No.
but on Twitter we are at Watch Horror Pod, and we're also on Facebook at Let's Watch Horror Pod or the Let's Watch Horror Podcast. I think you can find us. So we've got all of the social media, I think, covered, and we'll be posting as soon as this comes out. Hopefully, ready for next week.
Yeah. So yeah, can't wait to hear from you guys. I think that about covers everything. Also, to let you know, if you can see our wonderful artwork there on your screen, on whatever you're listening to us on, that is by my very lovely brother, Tommy Musgrove. who
Very
is
talented
a
brother.
Very talented animator in training. So, yeah. That's about it. Mm-hmm. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for listening.
In a bit.
Bye.
Bye.